And we're off. Ooh, early lightning goal. That's a kind of exciting. Really don't think you get to this point without knowing how to use your red souls. A long water hallway, and we're not rewarded. Giant skeleton is down.
It looks like flying armor is their first progression here. So we'll probably see both of them try to do damage boost in a minute here.
Already noticing a couple little trades back and forth for a slight lead. Tear of Blood tucked a little too far out of the way.
That's a really nice fast damage boost from cemo. That can be a rather difficult point that people can get stuck at trying to do a few times. Jupiter's doing a little more complicated setup here, trying to knock the axe armor back, then jump over it.
Being able to get that the first time around just really puts your mind at ease.
Yeah, that's also just a big time save for cemo, progressing down while Jupiter is still working on it.
Oh, Chaos Ring is just tucked up in back corner. I wonder if either of them will be coming back to see that.
Yeah, that check is really far out of the way, especially if you don't unlock the teleporter on the exit of Clock Tower. And we don't even know that they'll be able to find Bat, so it's a much faster, but may take a long time to actually get it if they can.
Looked like Cemo just did an angry spear throw at Chaos Ring.
And neither of them want that cup of coffee there and resetted back out of there, so they didn't have to walk back down that long path.
Alright, Malthus for our next progression. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's nice having that there, since both of them will probably go up and out of Chapel after Manticore and go back to the early game and start either going to Floating Gardens or Inner Quarters is likely to. Both of them are likely to do an early Headhunter because that's guaranteed to drop progression. Because with Headhunter, if you can get into it without being able to get out of it, so there's soft lock protection that it will always give you a duplicate copy of the first progression item that will let you get out of there. So in this cases like this, it will be guaranteed progression for them if they go Headhunter really early.
Well, there's our Speed Soul. Who likes to go fast?
So in this case, when I was just talking about Headhunter, that Black Panther would probably be would be the item duplicated in Headhunter. So now it wouldn't be as productive for them to do that, since they now have that as well. It wouldn't be new progression.
Gear's not too bad, so I could honestly see going into Clock Tower after Floating Garden.
I haven't been seeing them doing that as much recently, though. I see a lot more doing Floating Gardens and then coming back out of it and going elsewhere. It's also nice to have that Black Panther there, so you can go grab that item at the top. Early school, that's really nice to have. We could easily see them going underwater after Floating Gardens.
Having Galamoth gives us an extra reason to go to quarters.
Yeah, that it does. I never really liked going through Inner Quarters or Dance Hall without a way to get between the two of them, though. So, I don't know if they will go for that or not.
Oh, I think this is right here. Lightning Doll should be able to hit this canister, shouldn't it? Well, if it can, we're not going to find out.
I'm not sure.
Jupiter also didn't have any MP left there, so we'll see if he goes back. I think that's the answer to our question. No real loss for Cemo, though.
Well, Kicker's skeleton is pretty useful at this point. It will get them up some places they can't still.
Especially checking the ceiling in Dance Hall. This means we can full clear that area without having to worry about coming back for any of the one-offs. Are we going reservoir?
Yeah, it looks that way. But what you're saying about dance hall there, that Cemo went to, he can't actually get over to that side yet though, and do that check. I'm a little surprised he would have gone to dance hall and not inner quarters, where he would have been able to do the chronomage check and the ceiling check, versus just going over to dance hall and not having as much stuff there.
I agree. I definitely think inner quarters would have been the more popular check, but you never know what's gonna.
And that curly for Jupiter is a nice find. That'll help him knock out bosses much faster, as well as being a part of getting into Forbidden Area if he needs to.
Final sword. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a real nice find for the end game. Kind of need some backdash with it though, which I don't think they found yet.
There was an ability soul in the hidden ceiling of Chapel. I didn't get a look at what it actually was.
That was... no. Okay, yeah. I remember seeing that. I forgot it though, unfortunately.
They did find backdash, so that's probably where it was.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because it definitely wasn't slide with Cemo doing the route around for dance hall inner quarters.
This is a very huge and interesting divergence, though.
It's not that surprising, though. Jupiter does like to go down early if possible.
Yeah, super early school pointed us in that direction. Definitely.
Hard to get up that passageway there, though. He got a nice kick on the imps, but without either some other way of higher jumping, like Hippogriff, or just a Undyne to just get yourself up on the water, it can be quite difficult to get through there from that direction.
Katana's just not providing quite the reach we would hope for.
No, that was the enemy, never mind. This is a bit of a slow headhunter fight going on for Cemo, though. Which it may pay off very well with those extra couple checks you can do back there. But Jupiter's gonna go through that a whole lot faster if he does that fight.
Well, with both Curly and Final Sword.
Yeah, the Curly will just knock the first and possibly third forms out easily, and the Final Sword just a couple hits altogether. Not quite sure why Jupiter went to the Forbidden
just
Area
peeking at
waterfall
that
there.
first item. It's pretty good knowledge if there's a book there, you can grab it while you're there. You probably don't want to go through Forbidden Area, not enough items, too many places to check, but if it's a canister, you can hit it without even going through.
Yeah, fair point about canisters. I was just thinking he can only see one of the checks at this point, and wouldn't necessarily even be able to get it. So
Ooh, slide a
definitely come
Gallimoth.
back later. That's nice for moving around.
And Undine.
Alright, so we're gonna see a much faster headhunter fight here momentarily from Jupiter. Yeah, that final sword just only takes a couple hits on each phase there. So I wonder if Jupiter is going to go back down and go to Forbidden Area right after he does these checks here. Because then he's got his Curly and Undine. He can get right into there and probably do the backwards
sliding into study.
And, yes. Because that's a much more efficient way of doing the study and chapel checks. Since he wouldn't have to go the whole distance back and then forth again. He just kind of comes in near the end, and there's possibly decent stuff back there. And Zemo's going to Garden. I'm kind of curious about whether he's going to continue onto Clock Tower or not. I mean, they don't have any form of flying yet. So, he easily could do some more of those checks. But I mean, he's got Skull Up, which means there's a lot of checks down underwater as well.
And a really good excuse to go hit that teleporter room.
Well, I guess it does make some more sense that he's going to get those extra clock tower checks on the way out that are locked underneath when you don't have Gola. That are so he can full clear it in one shot, which is kind of nice. And there, Jupiter goes back towards Forbidden.
I think it's definitely a difficult choice to make to come back to do something like Patience Room.
I've definitely seen quite a few times recently where people, when they do the basic stuff at the bottom and the floating gardens, they tend to go up to top floor and they route into Dracula and just out down there. It just routes very cleanly without wasting time backtracking back and forth, which you normally do at least half of the way. If you've got Scola, you can bail out halfway through and go down there, or if you don't have it, you end up trekking back a very long way.
And that is a painful walk. There's our flight on death.
Oh, that's interesting, because Jupiter rarely ever checks death without going across from top floor. So he easily could end up full clearing most everything else around before actually checking that.
I'm also thinking that unless top floor is fully loaded, it's just gonna make cemo take longer to go check something like Western Reservoir. Haven't seen any books yet.
So Forbidden turned out to be a bust, and Jupiter's just resetting and going back to clearing library and chapel. So from then on, I would kind of guess Jupiter would be going back down underwater, maybe going towards Arena. He tends not to do
Nobody wants to do
Legion
Legion
for a while. But it'd be interesting to see what ends up going first, whether if he doesn't find the other form of flight down there, if he ends up going to Legion, or if he actually makes his way all the way up to Death. We got cemo checking top floor right now.
Definitely interested to see if there's anything good up here. Both players collecting ramen, different fashions. So nothing amazing on top floor, unless there's something in the one remaining chapter. Oh, and there is. What do we need? Winged skeleton.
So Jupiter is going back up to the top here, it looks like. Actually, no, did he check this already? I'm getting mixed up.
Jupiter has not been in Gardens yet, no.
Oh, okay. So I'd expect this point Cemo is probably going down to Arena to do those checks down there. Unless he's going to Forbidden also. Got the... yeah.
Oh, book 2. Semo's gonna be feeling really good right now. That's Imp. Both players have it.
Yeah, that was a fairly early drop, wasn't it? Or was it,
Imp was in Reservoir.
Oh, okay, I'm not thinking of the right thing then. So it looks like Jupiter gone towards death, so...
Again, this should be a very quick death fight.
Oh, definitely.
And there's our bat!
I was just concerned about how long it would take him to actually check death.
Cemo with the third book. I think it was Manticore? Bat was slight locked.
Okay, so death was required then to actually progress upwards.
So Gargoyle, I'll double check.
I'm a little confused as to what Cemo's doing though. Seems to be going down chapel towards the study.
Oh, chat is right. Book 3 soul is Gargoyle. Of course it is. Manticore is a blue soul.
I kind of would have expected that Cemo would have progressed onwards until he could check, take that back escape from Forbidden Area to come through here, like Jupiter did. Does he not have Undying?
No, of course they both do.
Yeah.
Found in the bottom of inner quarters. Given all Cemo's looking for is a soul, coming to study kind of makes sense. There's a lot of checks.
That is a fair point. Cemo also does tend to like to try to guess the last soul when in a position like this. So maybe he wanted to unlock Hammer, just be able to shop and get some more healing items, so then try to go for the end that way.
Well, there's no guessing involved with this one, with all 3 books.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, Cemo has picked up all 3 books. Red was Wing Skeleton, blue was Imp, and green was definitely Gargoyle. Chat was right on that. And there's that Chaos Ring.
May make for an interesting end here. Unlimited lightning doll is pretty amazing stuff, as well as having Rush Soul with it. There's gonna be some really fast boss fights at the end.
Death's Robe and Demon's Mail for sale. And we're gonna see Legion.
Too, right?
Definitely surprised by Jupiter's choice to come do Legion first. Likely just not wanting to abandon the checks.
Yeah, he usually does go clear all of Arena before he goes down there. Maybe he's feeling behind and trying to take a gamble.
It could still pay off.
In Bauman way, you don't see that too often.
Yeah, I think we like it staying as hidden as humanly possible.
Yeah, it's not exactly a great weapon. But it's still pretty rare regardless.
Okay, so not actually checking Legion.
And that Muramasa there is pretty nice.
We're missing the Gargoyle Soul. Oh, where did we get it? I totally missed that. Where did we pick that? Oh, how about that? They were together. Well, it's a little unfortunate. Jupiter's going to be on a book hunt right up until the end of the race.
Yeah, this really is not looking good for Jupiter. With Cemo already being on Graham, and Cemo's just done some shopping, and so he's not going back there. And the Chaos Ring with Rush Soul and Lightning Doll, they're gonna go down fast. Not quite.
I don't think Cemo picked up Lightning Doll. I know Jupiter got that as a drop.
Oh, it was a drop?
It was a super early drop, and a lucky one at that.
I thought it was in that first room where they had as one of those 3 items. It's normally got that.
Where left and top were trash, bottom was the katana.
Fair enough.
And then there was
Maybe it was one of the
Cestus
enemies in there.
Waterhole. Yeah, I want to say I think it was Merman that dropped it.
That would make sense. Not quite sure what Cemo's doing, standing there to the left, getting hit by a bunch of those ground projectiles. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. I haven't seen that strategy before.
There must be something in our
dodging.
Red Soul toolkit that we could be using right now. Because I don't believe Semo picked up Curly.
That would make sense as to why he didn't go through Forbidden to get to the study, and he went all the way from Chapel instead. I was wondering about that before, because I thought both of them had it.
I think Curly was Eastern Reservoir.
Oh, right, he didn't do that. He didn't do Eastern, because I remember seeing one of those checks was still there, the one you can see that pokes out from the right side.
So
he
Chaos
didn't
Ring may not do us very much good.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm talking about how Lightning Doll and Curly would work great with a Chaos Ring, and those two he doesn't have. So Jupiter actually going for Legion. This is not a common situation for him. As Cemo is racing off to Julius.
At least like every other fight so far, thanks to a combination of Curly and Final Sword, this will be a very short battle.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love that strategy where the rush soul right into the side wall there and just keeps hitting it. It works so well on that. So it seems despite the Chaos Ring, Cemo seems to be doing mainly weapons fight here, so he must not have gotten too many good souls.
Well, meanwhile, Jupiter's just drowning in things that want to draw blood right now. Oh, there's our winged skeleton canister. That's fun. Technical progression. No guessing this time, Raster. Jupiter's still on a hunt for 2 of the 3 books, I believe. Now knowing the blue book is at Slide Spot and Reservoir. Cemo has very light gear, plus a Chaos Ring with next to no red souls to use. Jupiter's running around with a Final Sword, Red Minotaur, Curly, Lightning Doll, and no bat to collect that Chaos Ring, although that's going to come up real soon, I think. Yep, Jupiter will be getting that giant bat right now. That's where Gargoyle was. But not grabbing bat.
Is Jupiter in go mode at this point? I think. Maybe.
Has all the souls, doesn't have the books. Fairly certain.
Book 1, though, he doesn't have... Did he see it and reset, maybe? Or is he actually...
I'm trying to remember what our book was now. Oh, it's here, isn't it? The ceiling, right here. No, cream puff. What are we missing? Where was that red book? Definitely not in top floor. Wait, no, you're right. Bottom right check of top floor was the first book.
If it's in top floor, though, Jupiter cleared top floor.
Which means Jupiter is good to go, collecting Gargoyle and the Gargoyle book. And having all the gear, there's a pretty good chance that this gap might close. Cemo's gonna have an equally long Chaos fight with nothing to use.
Cemo's really far ahead, though.
We'll be clearing up Jupiter soon. Oh, and no Ancient Book 1 there.
Cemo's going to be on the way to Chaos already before Jupiter gets to Graham. I don't think this up at this point. If he actually collected the bat and the Chaos directly,
Oh, if we're in debt, we did not get the book.
it would be interesting. I mean, I still don't think Jupiter, but it would certainly make the fight massively faster for him. Okay, well, I guess he doesn't know still. I'm speculating on assuming he knows what he apparently doesn't.
Yeah, book wasn't in the inventory.
Yeah,
I
I
know
was,
you can
I was
read it,
thinking he
reset.
might have read it and then read.
It is kind of strange skipping that check on the way out top floor.
I'm kind of wondering if that's where it was. I kind of wonder if he knew he skipped it.
Julius is down. Well, already having to muck around with Graham and being behind on Julius would be a bit of a pain in the neck, but not having that red book, I think, just seals the deal. Could always guess.
I see on the map he did write about that.
I mean, who guesses Winged Skeleton, though? Well, actually, he did get the canister. Well, Jupiter did get the canister, so maybe.
Yeah, I would expect it could be a random drop as well, though, so not really providing a hint. Although,
But finding it in a canister means it's on the table.
yeah, and seeing a second copy of this good remember that you found it.
Coming back for Giant Bat.
In full canister. I'm a little surprised you didn't get that on his way through Eastern Reservoir. You can usually hit those with something.
Like Lightning Doll.
Yeah. Yeah, that. It's got enough range.
I think Jupiter's wondering what's left to check.
Yeah, I don't think he knows what he missed. Especially since it's not something he'd normally
Oh, he
intentionally
figured it out.
skip, I think.
This is gonna hurt. Meanwhile, with a claim for cemo, all of our weapon concerns were gone.
Cemo is now on second phase here. See how many eyes he takes out. He's still never found that rush soul, so he's probably going to be doing a ton of slashing here in the middle. And Jupiter is finally getting his gram fight going. It's like all 4 eyes for Cemo. Kind of interesting to see goes out of the way to get the Chaos Ring and then ends up not actually using any of the souls.
I think that's definitely coming up in the interview.
Whereas we're going to be seeing a very different fight from Jupiter, assuming he finishes the run after Cemo finishes.
And there's a dot down for Cemo.
A lot of good weapons in the seed, though. The final sword and the claim at the end, and there's Muramasa somewhere around there. Guys are armed to the teeth when they finish this.
Jupiter, make a quick pit stop. It's going to be a very, very quick chaos. GG's on game 1, Cemo.
Cemo, you found Blight a lot earlier. He also got that lightning doll as a very early drop.